Hey guys, hold on, let me just check and see if this is recording. Yeah, it's recording, all right. Hey guys, what's up? It's Raj H here, the author of the My Office Lifestyle blog. And just got inspired to make a video. Actually, I made this video yesterday, but I didn't realize that my zoom was all the way zoomed in, and you know, basically you just could see the inside of my nose as I was making the recording, and I didn't realize it. I recorded like 10 minutes of video, and then when I went to look at it, I just see myself, I hear myself talking, and I see like my nostrils. So it wasn't pretty. And so anyways, basically I'd like to reiterate the same message, or share the same message I shared yesterday, of something that came to me. As you can see, I'm sweating, and I apologize for that. I just finished with my workout. If you can get kind of like an idea of what I look like, here's my belly. Yeah, I know it's disgusting and whatever, but you know, I'm an American, and you know, we're apparently the fattest country in the world, so it's to be expected, right? Yeah, no, maybe not, but that's the excuse I use. So anyways, what happened while I was working out, I was thinking to myself, man, there are so many reasons for us not to do what we know we need to do. At least perceived reasons we make up in our mind. And it's so sad because it's what keeps 99% of the people who have such great potential from doing things that could change their lives, change their families' lives, change the world, you know. So, like for me, for example, I'm no great success story. I'm still on the way to reaching my goals, you know. I have a vision and I'm going for it. And you know, that's part of my blog. My blog is to share my travels, the different foods, the culture, the people, and also share how I'm able to, or building towards being able to, have that kind of a lifestyle on a daily basis with financial freedom. So anyways, I worked, like when I was a kid, I worked, you know, in regular jobs while I was in high school. I was a CNA while I was in high school. I went to a boarding school, and my mom was super, not fanatical Christian, but you know, one of those strict Christian types, and which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, it was a little overwhelming, but I mean, she's lightened up a lot. But I went to one of those boarding schools, and I got my CNA certification while I was there, and I worked part-time there and went to school full-time. So, and I worked other jobs. And my mom's Indian, so I'm half Indian. My dad's, you know, he's from Iowa, so he's as American as they get, corn-fed, you know, homegrown. So, but you know, they divorced, and I stayed with her almost all my life. So she wanted me to be a doctor. That's the Indian thing. Indians, you have to be a doctor, or you have to be an engineer. Otherwise, there is nothing for you in life if you don't do these things. You know, that kind of mentality. So I wanted to be a doctor for a while, because when I looked up to my mom as a kid. So, but anyways, as I grew up, I started seeing that there was other possibilities out there. You know, there was other things I could do. It's just that, you know, in the Indian culture, when, you know, they teach you to respect your parents. You know, you have to, you just don't say no. And you know, I was in the household, I kind of grew up with that mentality. So it was like, now that she had these expectations, I mentioned once that I kind of would like to be a doctor, and all of a sudden now I have to become one. You know, like there was no turning back. And so while I was in college, I realized, man, there's a plethora of things I could be doing. You know, I had an interest in being an actor. I had an interest in going for marine biology, different things, you know. But when I mentioned these things to her, she just would not have it. And since she was paying for my schooling, I kind of had to go along. But the inner self, the inner me, rebelled against that. You know, my heart rebelled against it, and it's not my mom's fault. Because if I really wanted to become a doctor, I couldn't blame her. What I needed to do was say, I don't need your money for school. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get a loan, or I'm going to work and I'm going to do what I want to do. That's what I should have done. But like a little sissy boy who was spoiled, I just didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to take responsibility for my adult lifestyle, and my adulthood, you know, and I just went out. I just tried to do what she wanted me to do, but rebelling the whole time. So basically, it ended up me going to like 4 or 5 different medical schools around the planet. I went to Nepal. I went to India. I did 2 years in India. I almost finished up my bachelor's there, and then I got into big drug addiction because I was partying a lot. From there, I went to the Santo Domingo. I went to rehab and found out rehab was a really good medical school in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Went there, and that worked out for I did really good for the first 2 semesters, and then it was just like it's a party country. It's the Caribbean. Come on, it's like every day is a drinking day. You know, it's you know. So and there was a lot of Americans there, but there's also a lot of locals. So in the school, so it was like it was a mix, and they'd show us where to go have fun. So it was really a bad, you know, for a person like me who wasn't disciplined and didn't really have my goals and my vision for my life straight in my mind. I just went in whichever direction something pulled me. So let's go out for a drink. Okay, so you know it was like that, and that led to 4 years of being wasted over there. And then I went to Costa Rica. I didn't go to medical school there, but I went there for rehab. I went and lived in Honduras for some time. I've been in quite a few places to live in my 20s. I mean, just always trying to get away from something bad in order to see if I can start something new. But I never could. So anyways, I finally, in 2008, my addiction and my party lifestyle got so bad that I had to, I didn't have to, I hit an epiphany. It just hit me. Like, you know, you're 27 years old, you're 28 years old, your life is going absolutely nowhere. Yeah, you've had all the fun in the world, you've partied in all the best places in the world, you've been to all the best nightclubs and all the best beaches and stayed in all the best villas. And this is not because of my money. Most of this is because I was just, apparently, I was such, I mean, some people tell me I was the life of the party. I don't know if that's true, but I was, like, people liked having me around, so I always got a free ride for a lot of things. And that might not even be true. I might have just manipulated my way into a lot of situations, because as a drug addict, we do that, you know. When you're in that addiction state, you do that. So, anyways, but point is, I had an epiphany, and I realized I got to change. The road to change is not easy, especially when you've lived, you know, all 10 years of, I started partying when I was 18. That's when I first got into medical school, pre-med actually. And 10 years of doing one thing, you just don't come right out of it. I mean, it doesn't happen. So basically, once I mean, it took me 2-3 years of being isolated here. I was isolated away from America. I came away from America. I just knew too many people and too many of the wrong people. So I came to India. This is my mom's house in India where I'm talking right now. And she lives and works in the States, but we have a house here. So I come here from time to time. We visit here. So I told her, look, I need to get away from everyone. I want to go to the house in India and just do things. So that's what I did. And I came here, and it's when I finally, when I had no distractions and stuff, I started to be able to work on myself. Now, when I started to work on myself, I realized I didn't want the old lifestyle I had. But then I didn't know what new lifestyle I wanted. Because I'll tell you one thing, I did not want to go back to the things I did when I was in high school, like working as a CNA, or being, being in a 9-to-5, you know, working a 9-to-5 corporate lifestyle, where, you know, it's a rat race, and you're, you know, even if I did get to the top, even if I did get promotions, which would take years, you know, years upon years to get one promotion, another couple of years, and, you know, you'd never even have time to spend the money you make. That's another reason why when I looked at my mom, and I realized, and I looked at my mom, because I had reconsidered in 2008 becoming a doctor again. I looked at her, and, you know, she's a doctor still, and that lady never gets any time for herself. She works, she gets up, she's up by 6:30, she's out of the house by 7:30, she sometimes doesn't come back to 8, 9 o'clock, she drives 140 miles a day. She's a medical director at another place in another county, and then when she has to come home, she has to do dictations till like 11, 12 at night, plus all the other work that she has to do. I mean, it's ridiculous. Who wants that kind of lifestyle? Who wants to make, you know, $300,000 or $400,000 a year when you can't spend most of it? I mean, you don't have time to spend it. You don't even have time for your family or anything. You barely have time for yourself, you know. So I realized that I got to find something, and so that began my journey onto looking for something. And I went with this mentality. So for all of you out there who's looking for something to do online where you can make money, so you can have more freedom to do things like travel, or, you know, pursue your hobby. Maybe you like to fish or camp or hike, or maybe you want to take an RV and go see all of America, or maybe you want to travel the world. Who knows what you want to do? Maybe you just want more time with your family, you know. And so for all of you looking for that thing that is going to get you money easy, there is no such thing. Let me set the record straight. There is no such thing, and I know I've tried, and I've tried a lot of them since 2009. I've been working on it. I've paid for a lot of stuff. I wasted a lot of money. I got loans from my mom and my wife. As pathetic as that sounds, not loans, but, you know, she's giving me money, and, you know, hoping that something will work out, and, you know, nothing. You know, I adore the lady. She's working full-time as a Spanish teacher in the States, and she's letting me do this, you know, build our lifestyle. So, you know, shout out to you, honey. I love you. And And my mom as well. Shout out to you. I love you too. So it's been that my experience is that you cannot find something. You cannot find anything where you're gonna pay. You know, make money fast online. Make money today. Make $4,000 a week. Make $10,000 a month. Now, I'm not saying those things those programs that the people who are posting those advertisements, I'm not saying they don't work, but there's no such thing as you're gonna buy that and it's gonna be easy. There's no such thing as you're gonna pay $25 or $100 to get in, and then all of a sudden money falls in your lap. You're not buying a winning lottery ticket when you buy those programs. It just doesn't work that way. And that's what I've discovered. And let me tell you, like I did 2 or 3 of those, you know, affiliate marketing programs. I did 2 network marketings. I'm still involved in network marketing right now. But it was so hard doing cold calls to people, you know, bugging my friends and relatives. It really was. I really didn't want to do that. And you know, it's like this, the mentality of the company is that they try to convince you that, you know, it's their loss, not yours. You need to do it. You know, and then when you're successful, they're going to come. It's going to be them that's going to wish they had listened to you in the first place. I said, yeah, but that doesn't matter to me right now. I don't want to go bug them, and you know, and then alienate my friends and family. You know, they might not. Next time I call to hang out, they might, oh, he's going to want to talk about that network marketing program he's in. You know, that kind of, or that MLM thing. Or, you know, they use the word pyramid scheme, which is actually an inaccurate statement, but still, whatever, you know. And so while I was trying to find a way to do it in a way where I wouldn't have to bug people, like maybe get leads online, you know, without having to actually see people face to face or bug the people I know. And when I found the thing that works for me, and the reason why it worked for me is because it was getting to the point where I tried everything. I did real estate, like I said, I've done eBay. I did eBay. I was actually starting to make money, but eBay takes work. A lot of people say, oh, eBay's easy. It's not easy. eBay is as much work as any other job. If you really want to make $100,000 a year on eBay, you're going to be working as much or more than you do in a normal job, because you got to post things, write descriptions, go ship stuff all the time. If someone returns something, if they want to return, you've got to send money. It's a big hassle, I'm telling you. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. You can make money and you can have a control over your life, but it's basically like you're switching up your 9 to 5 for controlling your own 9 to 5 lifestyle where you're the boss. There's not really much of a difference. So that didn't last very long. I opened up my own e-commerce site. I did drop shipping for a while, didn't make any money on that. And you know what the common denominator in all of those things were? Me. It wasn't that they didn't work, it was me. I went in, I thought, okay, I'll put a couple advertisements, wait for the money to start pouring in. Yeah, right, come on people. You should know, if any of you bought into those programs, maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe you work full-time or part-time and you thought, I need some extra money, or maybe you just thought you wanted to make money online. And you went in, and you went and Googled how to get leads to my site, and somebody gives you an idea, put an ad on Craigslist or do this, and then you went, okay, so I'll go post 1 ad or 2, maybe 3 if you're ambitious, and then afterwards, you just leave it, and then you come check every day to see if you got a mail from Craigslist or someplace or wherever you posted your ad. Nothing. And eventually you're like, this doesn't work. That was me. And so what worked for me when I found the program that worked for me, what worked for me was getting the mentor, the guy who is in the program now. He taught me the first thing. He didn't even care about the money, and that's what it is. It's all about people. It's not about money. It's about you. It's about me. It's about you. Working on yourself. You got to work on yourself. And if you can't work on yourself, then you're never going to get anywhere. It's just a fact, because you know, we have to work on who we are as a person. We have to work on our habits, our behaviors. We have to start to think more positively. We have to change the way we view view success and how it's earned. You know, when you look at a successful person, you just see them in that state. You see them in their successful state. You look at the Empire State Building, you look at it as this grand building, this feat of engineering, you know, but you never think about all the work that went into the foundation. They probably spent months, maybe even a year or 2, just working on the foundation to hold up a building like that. We don't think about that. We have to work on our foundation as a person before we can be the people we want to be like, before we can have the success that they have. They didn't just get there automatically. They worked for it. And if you want that, then you got to work for it too. And so I know I went on and on today. I just kind of wanted to, I'm just pouring out, you know, I just worked out, my heart rate's up. I got diarrhea of the mouth, as my mom used to call it. Sorry, I know that's disgusting, but Anyways, so listen, basically as I was working out, I was thinking that, if you want success, you got to go out and get it. Like, look, for me, a good starting point was working out. And so, and that's kind of what I want to share to you, and I share with you, and I don't want you to think that I'm telling you that I'm better than you or anything like this. But if you are one of those people that are watching this, if anyone's watching this, and you think that you can't do something and it's too hard, or you can't overcome that resistance to it, I want to tell you something, and I'm not saying this to brag or anything. I'm just telling you, I'm one of those people who I worked out. I've been in health since I was a kid, and I've been into fitness since I was a kid, or since my teens, I should say. I was on the gymnastics team. I got a scholarship for gymnastics. I was in really great shape in my teens, in my 20s, my early 20s. And then I'd get fat. I got fat somewhere in the mid-20s. Then I got skinny again when I was in rehab, and I really got into shape. Then I got fat again after I came out. I mean, it slowly died out. I've been doing that on and off for I've been yo-yoing for like the last almost 6 or 7, 8 years, I guess. So this time, 11 days ago, I got to about, and I showed you how fat I was, I got to about 250 pounds. Today's day 13, in the last 13 days, actually 12 days, in the last 12 days, I have lost 13 pounds. So I've lost more pounds than I've started since the days I've been on my routine. And on top of that, I'm on a juice fast. So I'm not even eating any food. I'm just drinking a lemonade mixture made of organic lemons, water, distilled water, organic maple syrup, and a little bit of cayenne pepper. That's all I drink, on top of maybe a dieter's tea at night and a saltwater cleanse in the morning, sea salt water cleanse. I don't do anything else. I have not eaten food for 12 days, and I'm doing, I don't know if any of you know who Shaun T is, he did Insanity and T25. He works with Beachbody, same company that does P90X, which a great program if you really want to get into shape. I did that a couple years ago, but I'm doing his 25-minute program. So it's like, I thought 25 minutes I can handle a day, but it's 25 minutes of hell. But I push myself through it. I just make myself do it. And without the only carbs I got is from the syrup, and I'm still going, and I'm just reaching deep down inside, and I'm getting there. I'm just getting myself to finish no matter what. And if I can do that, then you could definitely, find a way to be, you can find a way to discipline yourself to do whatever you need to do, whether it is about dieting, or it is about fitness, or it's something else in your life. If you the thing is, you need to get on something and stay disciplined. For me, when I do exercise, when I get into shape, when I start eating right, a lot of the other pieces of the puzzle in my life just fall into place. I don't know why that works for me, and I've heard that works for a lot of people, because they say if you have the discipline to be able to work out when you don't want to, and and to eat right even when you don't want to, then you have enough control over your mind to do whatever else you want to do. So, because those are two things that are really hard for most people. So if that's something that you're into, try to get on your workout. If you've been meaning to go to the gym, get to the gym. If you've been meaning to eat better, eat better. Just do it. If you've been meaning to pick up a hobby, do it. If you've been meaning to go take that that correspondence or online college course so that you can get a promotion or just get your degree, do it. Do something and just commit yourself to it. Do it every day, even when you don't want to. And the way I ended my talk yesterday is how I'm going to end it today. If you don't know what you need to be doing right now, what you want to, you know right now you don't like what you're doing in life, or you don't feel fulfilled, but you still don't know what you want to do, look for the resistance in your life. I'm sure somebody out there, if anyone's watching this, and if you are that person, if you are watching this, you have a list of things that in your mind, or either on paper somewhere, that you've thought, I want to do this before I die, or I want to get good at this before I die, or I'm going to open this restaurant before I die, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z before I die, I'm going to write a book before I die. And then you've written that down, so it's in your mind, but every time you thought to go start, something got in the way, didn't it? Maybe your favorite TV show came on, or maybe a vacation was coming up, so you said, when the vacation's over, I'll do it. Or maybe you started getting on Facebook. You got on the computer to actually write your book, and then you said, let me check Facebook, and then you ended up checking Facebook for the next 2-3 hours, and you were too tired to start on your book. That's resistance. We call that resistance. I call it resistance, and I learned this from a book I've been reading, Awaken Your Inner Genius. It's a good read. You should get it on Amazon. It's really great. Resistance, it lets you know what you should be doing. So resistance is not a bad thing as long as you can overcome it. Resistance will come in any form to you. If you're trying to get on a diet or trying to get on eating healthier, resistance is going to be, oh man, let me have two more. Let me have that extra slice of pizza, or let me have a piece of that cake, or 2 pieces of that cake instead of 1. That's the resistance. Now you got to overcome that. So if you don't know what you need to be doing, look for your resistance. Look for that. Remember that list, and then look for the resistance. If you don't have the list, look for the resistance and things that you know you should be doing but are not doing. And then when you find that resistance in the form of whatever distraction, overcome it and just move in that direction. I'm telling you, you will be better for it. And as these videos go on, as I work through my resistance and towards my goals and visions, I'll share whatever works for me. I don't know if it's going to be helpful to you. I hope it is, but I've taken up so much of your time, and I know this is a long video, and if you've made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for staying with me. I really appreciate it, and I'll be back for more, and I'll make them shorter and more succinct and to the point next time. All right, thanks for listening, and have a great day.